Treating wounds. Like I was telling you before, in Egypt, okay, they had books that for medical professionals back there that said, you know, if you have a wound, if you cut yourself, go ahead and take some cat dung and wipe it on there. Or take some bat dung and wipe it on there. Okay, that's a tetanus kit. Now let's look at Luke 10:34. He bound up his wounds, pouring in oil and wine, and set them on his own beast, and brought him to an inn and took care of him. Jesus spoke of the Samaritan man who found a wounded traveler. He poured olive oil and wine on his wounds before bandaging them. Why would he do something like that? It should be noted in that time, due to lack of refrigeration, even basic grape juice would ferment a little bit, just naturally. Okay, they would put their juice in a bag and they would put it in a river to try to keep it cool, but it wasn't cool enough because it would even ferment. As a matter of fact, juices that you keep in your refrigerator, if you keep them there long enough, they will ferment even though it's cold. Okay? Today, it is common knowledge that wine contains alcohol, and alcohol is a disinfectant. Olive oil also serves as a disinfectant as well as a moisturizer, protector, and soothing agent. It's basically the Swiss Army knife of liquid substances. Millions in the Middle Ages up until the 20th century died of something so little as a cut in their skin because they didn't know how to treat open wounds when it was right there in the words of Christ 2,000 years ago to pour wine and olive oil in them. Disinfectants on open wounds and then wrap them. How many would have had their lives saved, and how much would the normal life expectancy have increased if people had just followed the words of Christ to pour oil and wine in a wound and then wrap it? No, what did they do? They left it alone and they let it get festering, they let it get infected, and then infection spread around their body and it killed them. Keep in mind, again, in Egypt, they were told to put dung. And Egypt wasn't the only place either.